Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new episode. For all my new followers, my name's Katie and I am in the south of England. I am a little bit of a craftaholic, part-time craftaholic I would say, because I don't usually have much time to do all my crafts, and I do like a lot of crafts. Bit of cross stitching, bit of embroidery, bit of sewing, knitting, you name it, I've probably tried it. But my main two loves are knitting and sewing, which is what I tend to cover most in this vlog. Yeah, I'm self-employed, which might explain the part-time craft thing to you. When you're self-employed, you don't really get that much time to yourself. You're literally working like 24/7, 7 days a week. Your brain never switches off from work. But yeah, I run a business with my dad from home. We sell vintage bits for the garden and for the home, and he also makes metalwork as well. And then on top of that, I also write a blog called Lavender and Leeks, all about my allotment, which I haven't been up to see much this year because the weather's just been awful. I mean, I've got all my lights on in this room. It's 11 o'clock in the morning and it's just, yeah, it's miserable outside and it's dark, and yeah, we need some sunshine soon because it's just getting ridiculous now. I think it's just rained the whole of February. It's just so muddy outside. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, I am a dog mum. So I got a Parson Russell Terrier, sorry, in August last year. So he's nearly 8 months old, and he's called Teddy, and I love him. He's currently sleeping on my bed. It's the only time I can get any work done, when he's sleeping. So I tried to film this vlog yesterday in the afternoon and he was wide awake, and he sort of turns into a gremlin quite a lot when he's awake. So yeah, while he's sleeping, I thought I would sit down and film this vlog and show you what I've been up to. So yeah, I think I will start with my finished knitting projects, which aren't that many. I mean, we're nearly in March now. But yeah, I have been working on quite a big knitting project, so that's been taking up quite a lot of my time. But my finished ones, I think I showed you this one half complete in my last vlog, because it was meant to be a Christmas present for my dad, but I didn't finish it in time for Christmas. It didn't take that long to knit. I didn't start it until, I don't know, probably Christmas Eve. But yeah, it's finished now. He loves it. He wears it all the time. Not so much now because it's getting slightly warmer. But yeah, he really, really likes it. So this is the Cashmere hat pattern. And it's, I can't remember the colourway, but I know it's Cascade Merino 220. I think it might be olive, but I will pop it up on the screen somewhere in case you want to know the exact colour. The pattern is one of my favourite hat patterns now. So here it is close up. You can see it's quite a dark olivey green. It's got the ribbing, and then it's just got your simple cable round there. But yeah, it's really, really easy pattern. Nice and easy, nice and quick. He didn't want a pom-pom on the top. I don't know why. Like, you don't see that many guys wearing hats with pom-poms on, do you? I don't know why. Why is that? Anyway, he didn't want a pom-pom, but I did. I knitted myself one because I am a hat addict. I wear hats all the time, even in the house. Yeah, throughout the winter months, you'll always see a hat on me. In fact, now that it's getting a little bit warmer, I'm a little bit sad about not wearing a hat. Anyway, Teddy really likes to eat pom-poms, and my friend knitted me two beautiful hats years ago now. He destroyed the pom-poms and I'm really sad about it, so I needed to knit myself a new hat with a pom-pom. So again, I used the Cashmere hat pattern, used the same yarn, the Cascade Merino 220 yarn, and I know this one is called Butterscotch, and it's a nice yellowy mustard. I do like mustard, as all my old followers know. But yeah, really, really nice colour. And the pom-pom is a mix of some of the leftover yarn from here with some leftover yarn from my mum's keyhole scarf, which I showed you in the last episode. So yeah, I thought it was really nice. Really, really nice. It's a nice big pom-pom. I really like the pattern. In fact, so much that I want to knit myself another hat in pink. And this time maybe not put a pom-pom on, because if you put a pom-pom on your hat and it starts to rain, it's really hard to put the hood up because the pom-pom gets in the way. So yeah, I think I might knit myself a pink one. So there's those two hats, the Jason Cashmere hats, which yeah, I love, 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 love. Really nice patterns to just sit in front of like the TV and watch a programme and just knit away. The other thing which I have finished wasn't really planned, but I saw a lovely lady, which I know on Instagram. She has a Parson Russell Terrier, quite similar to Ted, called Nettle, and she's beautiful. But she put a picture on Instagram of Nettle wearing a knitted snood, and it was just adorable. Never in my life have I ever heard of a dog snood before. I didn't know they were a thing before then, but I knew I had to knit Ted one, because when it was really, really cold, he hated it. Like, he would shiver. So I thought, oh, I'll knit him up a little snood using some leftover yarn. And yeah, it's the cutest thing. So that's what I did. I used the leftover yarn from my initial on my Weasley jumper. So this is the Cascade 220 yarn, and this colourway is Birch Heather. Again, I suppose it's a bit like a greeny mustard. This is his little wardrobe, by the way, just this little box. He's got his handmade neckerchiefs in there, little tweed bow tie and a little Valentine's necktie, which he wore on Valentine's when he took me on a date. He was my Valentine's date. But let me show you the snood up close, because what I actually did was I used part of the Jason's hat, cashmere hat pattern. So it's got the Jason's cashmere hat cables in it, and then all I've done is done 10 rows of 2x2 rib on each end. I think I made it smaller than the circumference of the hat. I think I took one set of cables out of the hat pattern. All the details are on my Ravelry page for this if you wanted to knit your dog one. But yeah, it's just a lovely little circular snood, knit on circular needles, and yeah, really, really cute. And also I quite like the fact that he matches my hat. Anyway, he can wear it like that or wear it folded over like that for a bit of extra warmth. So yeah, really, really love it. And yeah, dog snoods. Who knew? Who knew they were a thing? I'd love to get him like a little chest of drawers or like a little wardrobe to put his stuff in, because he is getting a little collection of bow ties now. I wasn't going to be one of those people that dress their dogs up, but I like little bow ties. He looks very smart. So that's all my finished projects, just those 3. But like I said, oh, my tea is getting cold. I have been working on a bigger knitting project. I feel like I haven't knit myself, apart from the hat, I feel like I haven't knit myself anything to wear in ages, because obviously for Christmas I was knitting a few Christmas presents. And this has been on my list for absolutely ages. Let me see if I can grab it all. It's very nearly finished. It doesn't fit in a bag anymore. So I just carry it around like this. This is what I call my dream mustard cardigan, but the pattern is called Nina's Cardigan by NinaKnitzzz, and it's knit in We Are Knitters Petite wool, and I think the colourway is Ochre, which again is like a deep, rich mustard colour. Yeah, I like mustard. So yeah, it's nearly finished, and I've been working on it since January, I think, but there have been weeks where I haven't picked it up. And yeah, like I said, I only really get time to do anything when Ted sleeps. And he tends to settle down at about 8 o'clock in the evening. So then I have a couple of hours to do, you know, my hobbies or, you know, stuff like that. So yes, anyway, let me show you. So this is what I've done so far. I've done the main body, the front and the back were knit together, same time, and then I've done one sleeve and I don't know, about a third of the last sleeve. I really love it. It's so snuggly and so chunky, and I really wanted a big thick cardigan to just put on that would go with everything. And like I said before, I think the colour mustard it goes with everything. It goes with everything. And there are a few mistakes. Some of them you wouldn't know, you know, until I pointed them out to you. Like for instance, the cables which run down the top of the arms and they run down the front panel. There's one on each front panel. They are meant to be further apart. There's meant to be less cables, if that makes sense. So I did 3 rows between each cable, but I was meant to do 5. And there's nothing wrong with the pattern. For some reason, I just didn't read it properly. And then I got to a point where I realised, and then I thought, oh, it looks fine. I'm just going to continue doing it to, you know, to keep in with the look. But yeah, like I said, you probably wouldn't know that that was a mistake until I pointed it out to you. But I really like them still. I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's just a little bit more work for me, isn't it? Putting more cables in. And then the buttonholes are quite messy. I've never really done buttonholes before, so they are still quite new to me. And the first 2 I sort of mucked up a bit on, but the rest are fine. So it's the bottom 2. Again, you know, you probably wouldn't really notice it until you look close at it. But the third and final mistake, which is really bugging me, which I'm going to try and put right when I finish the other sleeve, is the neckline. So I don't know if you're going to really be able to see it very well here. Let me bring it over just to show you the colour as well. So there's the cables. But yeah, the neckline is massive. And when I put it on, it's really baggy. Really baggy. And the thing which I think I did wrong is you had to pick up the stitches around the neckline. And I picked up the amount that they said, but it looked really gappy to me, so I picked up extra. And I also knitted for longer because there's a buttonhole just before the ribbing neckline starts. So I had to knit so far to keep it equal distance from all the others. So yeah, I'm not happy with the ribbing around the neckline. But what I might do is unpick the neckline, pick up the right amount of stitches, even if they are a little bit gappy for me. And then I might go down a needle size. And then what I will also do is do a smaller gap between the top buttonhole and the second buttonhole. I don't think it will matter too much. You know, I'm probably not going to do the top buttonhole up anyway. But yeah, apart from those mistakes, I'm really happy with it. And like I said, it's just so snuggly, so snuggly. I've made the sleeves extra long and I've made the body longer than the pattern as well, because I think it's quite cropped in the pattern. But yeah, because I'm really tall, I'm 6 foot, I have quite long arms and quite a long body. So it's like a luxury to be able to knit stuff which fit you properly. And I really love long sleeves. It's very rare for me to be able to buy a jumper in a shop that has long sleeves. This one's an exception, like this one's really nice. But yeah, so whenever I knit a jumper or a cardigan, I put on extra long sleeves because I love long sleeves. So yeah, this is going to be, oh, I'm so excited to finish it. So excited. Very nearly there. I'm a bit worried about unpicking the neckline, but I'm not happy with that, so I think I'll probably get more wear out of it if I unpick the neckline and do it in a way which I like, if that makes sense. Anyway, that's my only whip. That's my only current knitting project. I'm trying to be good this year. I'm trying to just do one project at a time. Because last year I tended to like start a project, start another project, not really finish anything. So I'm trying to be good. And what I'm also trying to do is use up the knitting, the yarn in my stash. I don't have a very big stash, but there are a lot of projects in here, which I was so excited about when I first bought them. And then of course you see other projects and you see new patterns, and then you buy new yarn, and then everything gets pushed to the back. So yeah, I've made it my New Year's resolution to just knit the patterns which I have. Although saying that, I think I'm in the process of buying some yarn, but that's just because it's on sale. Anyway, I made a list of all the projects which I've had written down in the past, of what I want to do. So they're all written down here. So the first one was my cardigan, which is that one. Then after that I'm going to do my Invisibility shawl, which I'm just going to talk to you about. I've talked to you about it before, but as it's going to be the next project, I'll talk about it now very, very quickly. The yarn is from Telling Yarns, and it's called Invisibility Cloak. I love it. I'm such a Harry Potter geek. Such a Harry Potter geek. I think I have shown this to you before, but yeah, it's so stunning. And the pattern is called Wave by the River Knitter, and it's a nice flowy shawl. And I quite like the idea of having an invisibility shawl, not an invisibility cloak, an invisibility shawl. So yeah, that's going to be my next project. And then after that I'm going to do a hoodie for my niece in this nice self-striping yarn. Then a tank top for me, a jumper for my dad. I don't think he watches these, so it's okay to say. A jumper for my nephew. I'm going to do another basket of anemones tea cozy. Do my summer, finish off my summer cardigan, which was that pink t-shirt cardigan, which I did start, but it was just taking forever, so I stopped doing that when winter came. Then my rainbow t-shirt, my Pride Yoke by Knits and Knots. Then my beehive jumper, Wool and Honey by Drea Renee Knits. And then I've got a cable jumper. But anyway, the whole idea is just to use the yarn which I have with the projects which I had planned to use them with, and just focus on them before I buy more yarn, more than I already have in the shopping basket online. So yeah, that's the idea anyway, which I'm quite excited about, because like I said, it's so easy to see new projects and new patterns and push old ones to the side. So I'm really determined, and I'm really excited to finish that cardigan and start the Invisibility shawl. The Harry Potter geek in me is just going to be like, I love it. So yeah, that's all the knitting. Hang on, let me check my list. I did write this down because I do forget quite a lot. I think that's all my knitting. Yes. So on to the sewing. Again, haven't really done much sewing. I tend to go through like periods where I do like a lot of knitting or I do a lot of sewing. But I did sew one thing, and it was the first sewing project of 2021. And it's right here. You can just about see it. I love it so much. So this pouffe ottoman, I call it a pouf. This was on my sewing list for a few months now, and I saw it online. I wanted something here actually to put my feet on, because they don't quite reach the bed. And I thought, oh, I could sit here with my knitting, put my laptop here and watch Netflix or, you know, a DVD or something and just knit away. This was before I got Ted, probably. Yeah, not much knitting gets done in this room anymore because he's like a cat. He chases the yarn balls. Anyway, I wanted a pouf to put here. And I found this pattern. It was a free pattern by Closet Core Patterns. And yeah, I fell in love with it, and I had this idea of doing a patchwork one. And the best thing about this project is that I just used scraps from my fabric stash. And so these were all offcuts of old projects or fat quarters which I'd bought in the past. Yeah, just all old bits of fabric which I had. So I didn't have to buy any new fabric. And another brilliant thing about this is it's stuffed using fabric scraps as well. I had a massive declutter of my fabric shelf the other day, and yeah, there was quite a lot of fabric there, and I thought, what could I do with that? And then I thought, oh, I could stuff my pouf with it. So I did, and it's turned out so nice. Let me try and pick it up to show you. It's quite heavy. Ta-da! It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. But it's like this cartwheel patchwork of all these different floral fabrics. I put a little snail button in the centre. And yeah, it has just got a mustard spotty bottom with an invisibility zip, an invisible zip in it. Because really you're supposed to be able to take, you know, the stuffing out to wash it. And I mean, I put all my offcuts in a little makeshift bag, but then I thought, oh, actually, there's probably no way of really getting them out of there in that bag. You'll probably have to take them out bit by bit. So hopefully it will never need a clean. But yeah, I've absolutely stuffed it full, so it's quite nice and solid. There's no framing to it. It's just stuffed completely, which helps it keep its shape. I've also got some red handmade gingham piping around the rim and the bottom rim. But yes, so chuffed with it. So happy. Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. And yeah, I think it fits in here really nicely, and it's just so comfy. So comfy. So that's my only finished sewing project, but that has made my sewing bug. It's made me want to sew more anyway. So after I finished that, I went online and I looked through some patterns, because I've had a few things in my head which I want to sew for a little while. And one of those is a nice skirt, like, you know, a nice long skirt, buttons down the middle, pockets. And I found a pattern. It's by Sew Liberated. It's called the Estuary skirt. And I have the pattern. It's coming to me in the post. I was hoping it was going to be here in time for this. But yeah, as soon as I saw that pattern, I was like, that's the skirt I've got in my head of what I want. So it's perfect. So I ordered that, and then I also ordered some fabric which arrived yesterday. I wanted like a linen. I think this is a linen and cotton mix, but it's this nice grey gingham. I love gingham, and wouldn't this look nice with mustard? I love it. So I got 2 meters of that ready to make the Estuary skirt. The fabric is from Crafty Studio, and they have a website, www.craftystudio.ie. And yeah, the lady Anne-Marie is lovely, so lovely. And I also bought these little labels to put on some of my projects. This says it has pockets. I love anything with a pocket, because there's nothing worse than like buying a dress or a skirt and it not having pockets on it. So yeah, this is going to have pockets, this skirt, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, I'm going to knit that skirt. I think that's going to be my next sewing project, because I have the fabric for it. The other one which I have lined up are some trousers. And again, I saw some trousers. I think they were from a website called Toast. Very nice, but very expensive. Very, very expensive. And they were sort of like culottes, but not so flary. And yeah, I saw this pattern again by True Bias, and they're called Lavender pants. Yeah, again, as soon as I saw them, I was just like, yeah, they're perfect. So I've ordered that pattern with the Estuary skirt. They're coming in the post. And I've also, from the same company, which I think is called Sew Me Sunshine, where I bought the patterns from, they also sell fabric. And I've got 4 fabric swatches coming to me of, believe it or not, mustard. I think one's like a needle cord, one's a denim, and one's a cotton twill, and then one's a linen as well, because I thought maybe for the Estuary skirt do a nice mustard linen colour. So I've got those fabric swatches coming with the patterns, which I can't wait to arrive. Can't wait to start that skirt now. It will look really, really cute with the NinaKnitzzz cardigan actually. So yeah, that's what I've got lined up. But again, I've also got a list of sewing projects that I want to work through. Because again, I have fabric up there, which I've had for years. And just, you know, never used. Have I got a list? Oh, I thought I started a list. Knitting projects. Katie's and Ted's. Oh, here we go. So yeah, I've got the gingham skirt next, then the Lavender pants, and then a dress for my mum, because that's been here for ages. I've got the fabric as well. Then I'm going to knit myself another knitting project bag, but maybe a bit bigger, because like I said, that one hasn't fit in a bag, and I'm like traipsing around the house with like balls of yarn and stuff. And then I also want to make a patchwork cushion to match my pouf. And I thought, well, actually, I could just use, you know, this pattern part. Maybe do it a little bit smaller because it is quite big. So maybe just cut them down a bit. And then do this a little bit smaller. Put the back on. And you've got yourself a cushion. So I'm going to knit myself a matching cushion for my bed, because I like cushions. This is a new cushion from Dunelm. Mustard. So yeah, that's my sewing projects for this year. Not that many. Actually, the only thing that was on this year's list was the pouf. So I was like, oh, I've completed my list. I'll have to add some new ones on there. So yeah, that's it. That's all I've been up to, really. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, there's not a lot of stuff there, but yeah, I really enjoy my little downtime knitting and sewing when I get the chance to. Yeah, I think that's about it. My tea is now cold. It always happens. But yeah, anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this little vlog. I'm sorry it's been so long since the last one. Life has just been crazy manic. And I'm really surprised Ted is still sleeping, which is good. I'm hoping to get up the allotment later to prune the raspberries and just have a little bit of a look around. It's far too wet to do anything up there. So I might just go up there, do a bit of pruning, have a cup of tea in the shed, of course. And then, yeah, come home and just do a little bit of knitting, maybe. Hopefully try and finish that sleeve over the next couple of days. But anyway, I hope you're all okay. I hope you're all staying safe. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all soon. Oh.